Welcome back. Now, hopefully you've loaded in your clips and you have tracks to work with. Next thing we're going to do is, firstly, before I get into splitting and trimming your clips, to note what these icons do. So for each of your track, you'll have these three icons. This one just mutes audio if you have audio in the clip. From the previous video, I've detached the audio from this, so that doesn't really impact that very much. But for this clip here, it has audio, and you can see that because of these waves. So that's the audio waves. And if I click mute, then that kind of fades that out. So I've just muted the audio for this. This would work well if you have multiple music or audio that you're working with, and you can just toggle that on and off to decide which music sounds better. Yeah, stuff like that. There's also the eye icon, which, like the audio, instead of muting audio, it'll allow you to hide your video clips of that track. So not just a single clip, but everything on this video 2 track will be hidden if this is toggled on. So this would be useful if, say, let's say for example, okay, this clip on top. So I have this clip which is displayed here as this pretty bird up here, okay? And I'm going, yes, that looks pretty nice with my music. All of that seems good, but I can't seem to tell if this clip is better or this clip below it is better. You know what I can do? Instead of having to move them around and swap them, I can just hide this clip, and the clip below that will appear. And then I go, well, maybe that's not quite the clip I want. Maybe birds don't really fit my movie or my video, so I can toggle that off too, and then this third clip should appear. And then I can go, yep, I like that, and you can just play around from there, which makes it very easy. Thirdly, you have this lock icon, which is currently unlocked, but when you lock it, you'll notice that there's the diagonals that appear, and if you try to move your clip, the lock will resist you and the clips won't move. This is useful when you are working with a lot of small clips or you have a big video project, and sometimes it's very easy to make mistakes by simply moving your mouse and one of the clips goes out of its original position. Then you've got to figure out where it's meant to go. You've accidentally pressed delete and you've removed stuff. So once you're 100% sure or mostly sure that you're done with working with a track, you can lock it to guarantee that that track remains the same. So you can safely edit everything else without worrying that that track may accidentally be modified. But for now, I'm just going to toggle that off. Okay. So to trim and split your clips, let's just start with this bird one here. Okay. All you have to do is hover near the ends of the clip. Okay, so either here or here, you'll notice that when you hover, the edges will highlight either green or red. Okay, and the two arrows will appear. That means that it's draggable. So you can drag it to shrink it. And same with the ends here. You can drag it to shrink it. Yep. And the reason why this is useful is if most likely your clips will not be perfect, meaning that maybe in the end of the clip you've accidentally started laughing and you need to get rid of that and include that in the bloopers instead, then being able to trim your clips comes in handy. So simply like this. Let's say something goes wrong in the middle of your clip. Let's say your dog accidentally came into view and that just basically disrupted that 5 seconds of the middle clip and you want to remove that. You can't quite trim from the middle of the clip, but what you can do is split it and delete that section. So to split your clip in two, just click on the clip. So you'll notice that it's red now. And you can click on this icon here, which is split at playhead. Alternatively, you can hit S, and that will also split your clip. So I'm going to click on that. And you'll notice now that the clip is now two separate clips instead of one. That way, let's say you want to get rid of the middle 5 seconds or the middle 3 seconds, whatever that may be. And then you can also split that there. Just hit S, and that's going to split that. Then I can delete this middle clip. There are multiple ways to delete the clip. So firstly, you can just hit your delete button on your keyboard, and that's going to remove that perfectly fine. But you'll notice now that you have this ugly green gap in between. And if you wanted this clip to close up with the clip in front of it, you'll actually manually have to do that. Okay? So either by dragging it forward or by right-clicking on the square and hitting remove. That's also going to get rid of the green gap. Same with here. If I wanted to get rid of this without having to drag all my clips, I can just right-click and hit remove. Okay? But imagine that you had heaps of clips to work with. Then to manually delete and drag all of your clips will be very tedious and very, very annoying. So instead of doing that, there's actually another way. So let's try this again. So let's try to split the clip here. Okay. And let's say instead of removing this by hitting the delete key, you can hit this icon here, which is the minus icon for ripple delete. Notice that when you hit on that, all of your clips that comes after will automatically shift forward, and it'll ripple with other clips. If I had multiple clips here, that effect will ripple and all of the clips will be shifted, and I don't have to manually remove that green gap, which is heaps easier. So yes, depending on what outcome you want to achieve, you can either use this or hit your delete key. And if you've ever made a mistake, have no fear, because Control Z or Command Z will undo those changes for you, or you can click up here for undo, and that will undo all of the changes. Okay? So that's splitting and trimming the clips. In the next video, I'll go through how to add text and how to add filters. I will see you soon.